Good morning, welcome to today's RC Coffee Chat. Now, I did say that I was going to be particularly chirpy this morning, so those of you with a hangover, you may want to watch this episode later. So, on to today's topics. We have the Mini Talon was maiden yesterday. It went fantastically well. Spot on. We had a crash session between me and Craig. Oh, you're going to find out about that in a moment. The Sky Munter is a real model. We have photographic evidence that it is a real model. We've got what's on the build bench today, and also a note about the new year. So, oopsie, Happy New Year. So, topic number 5, I'll spit me words out, is going to be planning out 2017. So, let's go back to topic number 1, and the star of the day yesterday really was the Mini Talon. And I want to say a big thank you to everybody who had made an episode on YouTube about the Mini Talon, because I basically watched them all, and that resulted in a absolutely flawless maiden flight for the Mini Talon. Now, the raw video is already out on YouTube. I will edit up at some point. I say loosely at some point because I've got plenty of other stuff to get on with today. The actual full-blown maiden of the Mini Talon. I have also been and recorded an overview episode to the setup, and I literally worked from the back to the front, everything which I've done on mine. And it was an absolutely brilliant maiden. She went off. I did give her, well, you hear it in the maiden video. I gave her a fucking good lob. Nice, really strong lob. Loads of throttle, and a big thank you to Craig for piloting it for me, so that I could get it off into the sky. My Talon, I ran it slightly nose heavy. And also, I'm sure if you don't know this, the Mini Talon is a bit of an awkward model to launch. It does need some airspeed up underneath those wings, otherwise it will stall on you. So you do need to give it a very, very strong lob, and also to fly it, launch it straight. So most models you launch up at say 30 degrees or so. No, that one needs to go straight to get maximum airflow over those wings. And that resulted in just two flights yesterday, and yeah, they both went fantastically well. Now, a massive thing which I picked up, that chrome silver looks absolutely amazing down on the ground in a dark, horrible, overcast day. That model was really hard to see in the sky. There's no two ways about it, and I would strongly recommend that you never put silver like that on the top of a set of wings, because it does look amazing there, but in the sky just disappears, just completely disappears. And there was about 3 moments, I think, in a maiden flight when I was like, oh, well, we went in that way, so we should be coming out that way now. So yeah, that was a bit curious, but yeah, massive hat tip to Craig for being the test pilot for that one. I did feel that it was my ultimate responsibility to take charge of the lob rather than asking anybody else, because unfortunately I did lob Dave's about a month ago, and it went bong, straight in the ground. Not a pretty sight at all. So the maiden went fantastically well. Now, topic number 2 is a crash session. I'll edit up an episode on this one. We took the Sky Shadow out. Craig was flying around, and I said, well, and he was looking at my goggles and saying, well, your cameras are loads better. And I was like, well, hang on, here's the transmitter. Stick your goggles down, and we launched it. And yeah, it's surprising what confidence a decent FPV camera can give you. That is definitely for sure. Craig was going in and out of the trees, and he was getting so close, he clipped Dead Man's arm. He hit the other tree as he went through, and I just saw it in the sky, just gone donk, donk, donk towards the ground. Absolutely hilarious. And then we also clipped another tree as well. And then I had a flight in it too. And there's 2 bushes which are actually only about that far apart. And I keep flying through them and then banking on the side and going through them. And I've never hit, until yesterday, I've never hit them. And then yesterday I did clip them because I banked that way and then obviously pulled back on the stick and went into the bush. So I had a really long walk of shame to go and get that one. But that model is tough as old boots. And yeah, it was good fun. It was really, really good fun. And it was nice to see Craig with the confidence to go in and out of the trees. And that's why I'm going to get that episode edited up as soon as I can. Probably over the Mini Talon as a priority. So that, well, just mainly for Craig to say thank you for launching the Talon, well, being the test pilot for the Talon yesterday. And yeah, brilliant fun. Really was. Now, the Sky Munter is a real model. Look, we have photographic evidence that the Sky Munter is a real model. Thank you for James for sticking that in the Facebook group. I did laugh my boobies off with that one a lot. Now, what's on the build bench today? I have the Wombat, which I should have a photograph of here somewhere, which hasn't been downloaded yet. Oh, no, it has been downloaded. There we go. So that is my Wombat build at the moment. Now, you may be wondering, where's the side fin, Matt? I'm also wondering that as well. It's here in the office somewhere. I just don't know what I've been and done with it. It's no stress because I've got with the other one to make a template off it. But yeah, I've dropped it in it's in the office there somewhere. So that fin weighs 9 grams. So I weighed up another little box, and that also weighs 9 grams. So that's why we got a box waiting on the back. Oh yeah, big surprise! The booms themselves. So it's only just EPP foam, and they were a bit bendy. I was a bit worried about them. And Team Legit included some. It's about 3mm by 1mm carbon fibre strip, and then I cut that up yesterday and put it in. And wow, that really does stiffen it up. It's almost wedding tackle grade now. It's really stiff. So I was genuinely surprised about that. Now, you'll see that I've pinned the model up. And the reason why I've pinned the model up again is because I'm still cautious over the CFG. Because if you think about what's got to go on here at the back, I've still got a cable tie to hold down the elevator fin. Well, it'll get glued down, and I'll probably put you know what I am, paranoid I am. I'll probably put a cable tie in there, combination in there somewhere. To hold the component that's in. But this morning, just pinning her up, I've got a 1.6 4S battery there. I've also got a 1.8 4S battery, and I've also got a 2.2, which is hiding down there at the bottom. And the CG is about right, but not as right as I would like, if that makes any sense at all. So I think this morning I am going to go and take another 1/2 inch off these booms and then bring it in a little bit forwards again. So that does mean that not only now do I need to cut the ends of the foam, I also need to extend the slits into the booms themselves, and I need to go around and cut all the carbon fibre a little bit shorter too. So yeah, bit of good fun this morning. It's not rocket science, by the way. It just proves the point that for the sake of a couple of pins, pin the parts together, lay out the components on the actual model, and I've got 2 pins underneath, and I know where the CFG is. Dead simple. It's just, and again, I will share the measurements with you, what I've been and done on my model once I'm happy with the layout which I've got. The ESC will get embedded. I've already cut the trench out for that. That will get embedded into the top area in here. And then what have I got to do today? I'm going to be cutting, once I've done the booms, I will be then cutting out, and I'll probably recess its battery in a little bit into the nose, into the foam. So that will give me an extra bit of nose weight in there. Excuse me. So I've got to dig the trench for the battery to sit in here. And yeah, then just start getting the components in. That's the next major challenge. I haven't really thought about the finishing on this one yet. I've got a nice idea of what I'd like to do on this one, but whether that happens or not, I'm not entirely sure. I may just go on and laminate the model up and leave it like naked, if that makes sense, and then make a skin afterwards. Oh, and on the note of a skin, What I will do before I actually glue it up is just take a template drawing of the wing layout, so that if I do go in, well, number one, if I need to knock some up in Photoshop, I can do very easily because I'll have pretty good measurements on it. And yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing for it. I do intend skinning this one. I did think about painting it, but hey, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that one. That's over there somewhere. I need to get some glue, get some razor blades in this model now. Oh, I will also be putting a fair amount of carbon fibre in this nose section. I won't bring it up near the front because that's just downright bloody dangerous. So what I'll do is probably stop carbon spars about here, a couple of inches away from the nose. And then I've got loads of little off trims of the 3mm stuff, so we'll probably have cross bracing in this nose area somewhere. I haven't worked out a plan for that one yet, but all I know, carbon fibre about there on the model itself. So that was that. Oh yeah, we did burn a previous model. We had to burn out a tree root yesterday, and that was a Delta wing which I built a long time ago and decided to scrap it, and it was floating around in the garden because the kids had been playing with it, and then we just chucked it on the fire. So don't worry that it's not the Wingnetic. The Wingnetic special episode will get recorded at some point, and I'm not going to say shortly because I said that last time and it hasn't been done. Right, last topic for today is 2017. Now I'm looking at my other screen, and the reason why I'm looking at my other screen because I currently have a backlog of a minimum of approximately 26 episodes which are waiting to be edited. Now they are now going to go off to the my video editor very shortly. I've been working away. I've got we'll say about 9 ready for him to pick up. The bulk of them are actually a backlog of mail opening episodes. And again, I need to go and do some work on those this morning so we can get the files across to him. We do have approximately 12 mail opening episodes to go across. Also, to give you like a quick insight into some of the things which are coming, we've got a Tyrannus tip, a throttle safety switch with sounds, cheap but decent quality control horns, Mini Talon build overview. I recorded that yesterday morning before we took her out for a maiden. We've got the Team Legit Wombat. We've got parts 2, 3 and 4 to get edited. There's also a standard like a standard tools episode as well, which I've recorded, and I've also been and recorded the 48 introduction. Now, I took all your notes and suggestions from the previous episode on what you would like to see in 2017, and I've been adding it into a planned episodes list. Now, the reason why it's in a planned episodes list, it does mean that I can pre-plan anything which I need to work out before we actually go and hit record on the cameras. There is a model which I need to let you know about, especially if you would like to pre-order it in advance. In fact, screw it. Why not I go and do it now? What I'm going to be doing is a chuck glider conversion. Now, I do need to go and sign into my account on GearBest, and I will put a link to this model in the video description, because I was eyeing up this one a little while ago. Now, many of you know that I still got the little chuck gliders underneath here, and we are going to be converting one to a slope saw and one to a powered model. But there is another model which we will be converting, and come on, right, found it. Okay, and the reason why we're doing this is because I like it, because it's nice and cheap. So it's a Flybear FX707. Now, it's a 1.2 meter span glider, basically. It's a chuck glider. There are no electronics in there, and we will be converting it to RC. So if you would like to join me in that series, get the model built. I will put a link to this one in the video description. It costs about 20 quid. Realistically, what do we need? We need an elevator servo, possibly a rudder servo, ailerons, which I will do separate servos for, so 4 little 5-gram micro servos, and because it's a chuck glider, we won't need a motor in there, but we will need a back. So we need 4 servos, a little back. So what's a couple of those servos? 3 quid tops? No, not even that, are they? They're peanuts. We need a little back for £2 off Banggood, or I'll see if I can find one on GearBest for you. And what else do we need? Oh, a receiver as well. So whichever receiver you're using, and that's all we need. We may also, depending on how flexible those wings are, we may also need some carbon fibre of some form or another just to stiffen them up. But that's the plan for 2017. If you would like to join me in that build, I literally bought that model yesterday, so it'll be with me, well, it's GearBest, so maybe 10 to 14 days time. I did notice that GearBest orders do take a little bit longer than Banggood stuff on average, but I've never had an item go AWOL from GearBest. So if you would like to join me in that build in the future, I will put a link to this one in the video description for you, but just be aware that you need 4 little micro servos and a little tiny back. Of course you need a receiver too, and that should come in well under £50 by a country mile, because even if, yeah, £50 or less should be really good fun. There we go, there's a hint on what's going to come out later on this channel, and there are a shed load of episode ideas, and I'm not going to tell you how many episode ideas in here, but I can tell you I'm using my scroll wheel, and it's a rather long list, and I'd like to say thank you to everybody who gave a suggestion. They have all been noted down there where obviously possible. There were 1 or 2 which I couldn't do for a few different reasons. One of them was for a legality issue, but yeah, if you made a suggestion, it's in the list, and we will get them done in the new year, well, in this year. So on that note, to quickly recap, the Mini Talon Maiden was yesterday. The raw footage is now available on YouTube. Craig's crash session, which I also crashed as well, so we'll do a montage or whatever episode for that one. The Sky Munter really is a real model. It's real. Look at that. There really is a model called the Sky Munter somewhere in the world. On the build bench today is the Wombat, and I'm also going to be starting to work on the 48 as well. In comparison, here's some irony for you, is that the 48 is a massive great big wing. It is epically huge. And the thing is that one I class is really straightforward in the scheme of things, because when you think about that wing, break it down to its core components, it's really straightforward. You've essentially got to cut out 2 battery bays, cut out the motor mount, glue the wings together, at the same time glue in the motor mount, and then the only bit which is going to take some time is moulding a little block to go on the front of the nose, but the rest of it is all straightforward. Putting the spars in is a piece of pea. Once you measure out where they need to be, that's all really straightforward. Glue on the, then we'll need to cover it. Then we'll need to put on the winglets on the other side, then the elevons, connect up the control horns and push rods for the servos. And oh yeah, mine's gonna be a little bit more complex because I'll end up putting a vector in it. But on the scheme of things, really straightforward build. It's just a big model. So the flying wings, really straightforward. The Wombat has been a more lengthy build so far, but then that's also to be expected. That you've got several components to be actually put together. It's a more advanced build, if that makes sense. But none of this is rocket science. Come on, look, I'm doing it, and I'm not that great at building models, to be honest. Anybody can tackle these builds, that's for sure. They are really straightforward. So, and as tips come out as they happen, like using pins as a jig, I've been pop that on there. And then as I work out other things, like how I was going to mount the run cam on the front, for example, then I am popping out small little quick episodes as well. I should probably make a nice little colour banner for those and just label them up as quickies. But I'll get around to that at some point in the near future. So on that note, from myself, Matt, a very happy new year. And that's it. It's time for me to go. Thank you ever so much for watching today's RC Coffee Chat. And I shall see you again tomorrow morning. Cheerios!